Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It means another AEW live stream tonight as we bring you Dynamite. It's in Texas, but they're in Australia. We got so much to talk about, so much to get into here at the Wrestling for Life Network. It's going to be a fun one, folks. Strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, it's another live stream here at the Wrestling for Life Network as we jump into AEW Dynamite tonight. A very interesting night. Lots going on. Lots on the card. And yes, I will remind everyone out there, no spoilers. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to find out as it happens on my screen here tonight. So don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for anyone else out there. But welcome back. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. You put hump day in the books. Friday Junior tomorrow. The weekend is upon us. We got so much to look forward to, so much to talk about here tonight, and lots going on at the channel. So make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, click all the buttons, follow us on all our socials, including Twitch, and we now have Twitch, Discord, and go check out all the other fun places where we are hanging out. Make sure you're a part of the family. Make sure you're a part of all the fun. And again, we got so much coming your way. Big shout out to Big Nick and Anthony. Hope they are doing well. If you don't know, I am Mr. Everynight KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and I'm happy to be back with everybody again tonight. Looking forward to another Dynamite. Lots of hope. The shows have been pretty solid, pretty good over the last few weeks, so we are optimistic. Now, there's lots to talk about, lots to get into. Rumors, news, Ricky Starks is in NXT, and we will talk a lot about that here tonight. I see that chat filling up. I will get to everybody out there and say hello in a moment. But I guess we will start with the most pressing news on the docket. Ricky Starks, absolute Ricky Starks, shows up, debuts, if you will, on NXT last night, and it's gone crazy. Every time you open your Twitter, your X, your Instagram, your Blue Sky, whatever you open, it's all over there. Every second post, Ricky. If anyone out there was wondering if Ricky made a good decision or a bad decision, just the buzz on his name is greater than it's ever been in his career. But let's address a couple small things, if you will. Let's get to some of the key points that I've seen today, because as always, when something really cool happens, when something really good happens, there still is a very small pocket of the internet that needs to piss on everybody's parade. And this is the perfect example. If you were just a third party, not a wrestling fan, or you love all the wrestling, you're not loyal to any brand, what happened last night with Ricky Starks is great for Ricky Starks. It's great for NXT. It's good. It's strong. There's a plan. And he's coming in, and they instantly gave him name value. They give him buzz. Shawn Michaels is tweeting about it. The Undertaker and Bubba are talking about it. If you take your bias and put it aside, it is outstanding for Ricky Starks at minimum. At minimum. Now, for those people that can't figure certain things out in life, it's too difficult, too tricky, let's address some issues. One, NXT as a stopping point for new talent is not a bad plan. Jordan Grace is going to spend some time there. We've seen a long list of people that do stints there. Bobby Roode went there after being in the business for years. Drew McIntyre, you know, the Drew that we see as a main eventer nowadays, the Drew that's fighting with some of the top baby faces in the world, Drew that had arguably one of the best rivalries of 2024. Drew McIntyre went to NXT. He did. He really did. We talk about the Four Horsewomen. We talk about guys like Seth Rollins. We talk about Bray Wyatt going back down there to find himself, to transform from Husky to Bray. There's been so many names that have done time in NXT to develop their talent, to figure out their timing, to get their whole package down pat. Now, Ricky Starks is a talent. He's a good talent. Big fan, big supporter of Ricky Starks. We've been championing Ricky Starks for a long, long time, even before any of the fallout. But the truth of the matter is, does he know everything he needs to know? Is there anything wrong with him being a big star in a smaller brand than it is for him to go to the main roster and maybe not stand out as much as you'd like him to? Right now, the WWE is preparing for WrestleMania. A lot of the WrestleMania stuff is already in motion. So what do? Just drop Ricky in there and what? Ricky Starks versus who at WrestleMania? But they're already working on that. So to bring him to NXT makes a lot of sense. I know the naysayers out there, oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Well, tough break. Believe it. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't hurt Ricky Starks. At this point in Ricky Starks' career, if he was going over to wrestle in the Scandinavian Wrestling Alliance, so be it. It's better than sitting at home doing nothing. The man just became Defy champion. That's a big deal. That's another thing on his resume. So this idea that he can't go to NXT, that somehow Triple H is dropping the ball, again, this is a coup. This is a guy that was talented. And one of the things I heard today was, well, a lot of people complain about all the ex-WWE guys in AEW. But what about all the ex-AEW guys in WWE? There's a little bit of a difference with a couple exceptions. Ricochet is an exception. Guy was still in his prime, still got upside, could have stayed in WWE, decided that the ceiling might be higher in AEW. Nothing wrong with that. But ultimately, for Ricky Starks and his brand right now, he wasn't working. He wasn't doing anything. He needed to go somewhere, and he wanted to be involved. He wanted to be on TV. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, let's make something very, very clear to the fan base out there, and it's very simple. Ricky Starks wasn't choosing to stay at home. Ricky Starks made it very clear on multiple occasions publicly he was ready and able to work. He wanted to work. When he showed up at GCW, he talked about being buried and not being used. The reason why Ricky Starks wasn't being used is he hurt somebody's feelings. And very often in AEW, if you hurt somebody's feelings, it seems to be the death of your career with AEW. So the fact that he is free and is able to work, and for some of us like me who are a fan of Ricky Starks, I think this is great. I think this is great for Ricky. Now, for the same people out there, just enjoy the wrestling. And, why can't we, just be, well, this is one of those moments where put all the wrestling aside. I'm just happy to see this guy land on his feet and get an opportunity. But Ricky is in his prime. Jade, not even in her prime yet. Penta can still go. These are different names. Say Cody Rhodes can still go. Punk is still one of the biggest draws in the business. They are signing ex-AEW talent with upside. Bringing in Daniel Bryan in his last couple of years. Sure, Daniel's great, but he was on his way out. Bringing in Edge on the end of his career. Great. Not drawing anything, almost done his career. We've seen it time and time again. Now, there are exceptions, like I said, like a Ricochet, but a lot of the WWE guys that came over, the WWE weren't using anymore. They had passed on them. They had missed their opportunity. So, I love these comparables. And again, I have to address the Ricky Starks stuff out of the gate today. But realistically, and I saw just stupid take after stupid take. And I don't think people realize how idiotic and how bitter they seem when they're putting out this opinion. It doesn't come with facts. There's no argument back. Like, they went to WWE developmental. Triple H and Nick Khan have been very open about the idea of NXT being a third brand. Yes, it will always have the developmental feel to it in the sense of younger talent. Some talent haven't proven themselves, more of that proving ground, but now they got to evolve. They got LFG, they got the NIL, they got all these other programs, they got the ID. So the development's happening in multiple places, and the focus on developing your talent in NXT is not just there. But if you're trying to get a guy ready that you think could be a superstar that you just signed, NXT is a good place to go to get on TV. Someone else said that today. Well, he could have been on TV twice a week and blah, blah, blah. NXT's on TV. Not only is NXT on TV, NXT's doing better numbers and better ratings than AEW. Let's not overlook that. What happened with Ricky Starks yesterday on TV was seen by more people than are going to watch Dynamite tonight. Online, the numbers aren't even fair. The amount of hits and views that WWE content gets, it's not in the same realm. Last night was a huge night for Ricky Starks. Last night is a night that if you're a wrestling fan and a fan of just, I really like these wrestlers, I want to see them do good, well, there's your chance. There's your opportunity to kind of feel better. But the last thing I'm going to say about it before I say hello to the chat here tonight, it can't always be the wrestlers. Punk left, it was his fault. Cody left, it was his fault. Everybody that leaves, it's their fault. Malachi doesn't want to do jobs. Miro doesn't want to do jobs. They got bad attitudes. Let the other company have them. What's your excuse with Penta? Right? Penta was difficult. How is everybody else the problem? There is an internal problem in AEW. And as a fan of AEW, I want them to figure it out because this is only the beginning. There's more names out there. Ricky Starks isn't the last one. He might not even be the last one this week. There's other names out there. There's other contracts that are going to expire. And if Tony Khan keeps the status quo, more and more talent are going to jump ship and become superstars in the other company. That is the issue. The people that are leaving WWE aren't becoming bigger stars in AEW. They're actually becoming lesser stars in AEW, unfortunately. But holy shit, I blew my whole pre-show. I will say hello to the chat. I got the warning. The show's about to start, folks. Make sure you get in there. Hit like, share, subscribe, as I'm getting the very end of the Big Bang Theory, I think. But Eric, how you doing? Clay, how you doing? Roman, Gregory, Damon, Andrew, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm super pumped for this match tonight, Andrew. Should be a good one. I'm a little surprised the Guns are going straight into the Hurt Business. I talked a lot of last week about the Hurt Business organically getting cheered by the fans. So the Guns coming back and getting a big pop and going after the Hurt Syndicate, probably not the way I was going to book it, as I got MJF on my screen. I got Dustin Rhodes on my screen. How's everyone doing out there tonight? Mega, Damien, how you doing? Chris, how you doing? AD and AZ, how you doing, sir? Heather's back with us as we're getting the pyro for tonight. What is up? Michael Campbell, we'll come back to you. And again, if I don't read your question, by all means, super chat, super stickers, or just repeat yourself. Roman, Kadarius, Kevin, Jerome, Y2J, let's go. I'm here for Harley. Me too, MDB. Let's go, Harley. We want Harley. Wrestling Proud, welcome back. Welcome back. Ken, good to see you. Bloody Mess, welcome. TJ Todd. MDB, got you already. The Knee Pad Patrol. And Max Caster in the ring. Who's going to take the offer? Who's going to take the Caster Open Challenge? I think it might be Keith Lee. Caster getting a lot of heat. I will say that. Philip, good to see you. Vance, welcome back. Ken, I think I got you. Got you. Jose, welcome. AD, got you already. Jose again. Kid Rivos, welcome back. Did AJ say he wished he would do a stint in NXT to get more acclimated to WWE style of wrestling? Yes, he did. Very much so. And again, just because you need... People forget, wrestling is more than just getting in the ring and having a good match. You got to learn your marks. You got to learn your numbers. You got to learn your cues. You got to know where to be, when to be there. They time your entrance. You got to know on what note in your song are you making your pivot? When is the camera going to zoom in? How does the hard cam work? And if you haven't been in that environment, maybe you don't know. Getting a brush up, learning more is never a bad thing. This idea that somehow you're wasting yourself by going to developmental, I think it's a terrible take. I really do think it's a very childish, nearsighted, petty, take. Evening, George, 316, Alexis, Richard. Oh, here we go. It's really Hangman, Adam Page. Who saw that coming? Richard. Yeah, I thought it might be Keith Lee. Roman, welcome back. Castor oil, I like it. Vance. Spaz with the super chat. Thank you so much, Spaz. As always, we appreciate your love and support around here. 43 days into the year, 3-hour SmackDown, WWE on Netflix, new ladies, IC and US champs, Penta and WWE, WWE TNA partnership, live Impact, NXT title matches on TNA, Ali signs with TNA, Grayson starts to WWE. What is 2025? We've had insane shit already, 2 months deep, not even at the end of February, and we've already had insane stuff. We're still talking about, Malachi Black. We're talking about others as Castor is hiding in the crowd. Adam Page going to look for him. But yeah, man, thank you so much for the super chat. Remember, folks, super chat, super sticker is your way to guarantee you'll get clicked on. Don't miss out. Dudley Lucky. Yo, what's up? David Wood shouting out MJF. Dawn, welcome back. Hope all is well, and I hope we get a good episode. I'm hoping too. We're off with good energy. Good energy in Texas last night. For those who don't know, this was taped last night, but we will see how that transpires throughout the night tonight. But don't ruin it. Michael Spikes, welcome back. I'm taking Hangman Page in this one. Gonna take an L. Love Dustin. Yeah, Dustin's gonna take an L tonight, though. What match are you looking forward to tonight? I think MJF and Dusty. I like this match because I know they're going to give us a good wrestling match. Paige Castor to start this one off is not bad. The Guns taking on the Hurt Syndicate. I had my reservations, but I'm happy to see it. Megan Bayne in action tonight. By the way, Megan Bayne, to me, is a great pickup for AEW. I wish they would have made it feel bigger. All good. David Wood. Christopher, welcome back. Daryl, good to see ya. Yeah, it's Nick's night off. Nick's got his feet up. I have to dredge through these dynamites on my lonesome, and it's over. Adam Page squashes Max Caster. Wrestling Rants, let's go. How you doing? And again, by the way, folks, I know I went on a bit of a monologue to open this show tonight about the Ricky Stark stuff. If anybody disagrees, I'm very open to discussion. I'm very open to the debate. By all means, let me know how you feel. Am I wrong? Am I right? What do you like? What don't you like? But at the end of the day, I know somehow people have it wired that if I compliment something the other company does, I'm a bad fan. And in this case, I don't get it. I don't get it. What's up, Boston? How you doing? Daryl, I think I said hello to you. Cherokee George, all of them are farm clubs grooming for the main shows in a big way, yes. Okay. So that was that. And now we are jumping to Swerve and Ricochet, the hype package. Tom, good to see ya. Big Boom AJ is the biggest draw on AEW. Let's go. All the acronyms, right? Got to keep them in order. AD and AZ, how you doing? NXT will move out the PC. They will travel more. They do, though. And again, I don't mind them sporadically touring. If they're consistently touring, it feels less special. They're going to do MSG coming up. We've seen them go around before, and they've had no problem having good shows elsewhere. So, yeah. Cope couldn't cope with Ricky edging him out in that promo. Again, in the first 5 years of AEW, The biggest thing, I know people talk about the booking, people talk about Tony Khan, people talk about a lot of different things, but ultimately the egos, the soft egos, the lack of professionalism, the lack of maturity from very important people in the company has been the biggest problem. As the trios titles are on the line up next, wasting no time, as the Undisputed Kingdom are going to take on the Death Riders. But it's all about the boom. Let's go. Let's go. Mega, I'm sure you were trying to do something creative, but I have no idea what you pulled off. I'll even be a manager. Let's go. Let's go. My girl Liv came from NXT. Again, this fallacy that the people that come out of NXT don't do well. We know that there was a disconnect between Triple H and Vince McMahon for a long time. We know that certain talent came up, didn't do well. Karrion Kross is a great example. But I don't think that this current leadership has a bad track record. Have they all worked out? No. Have all the decisions worked out? No. But has there been a lot of good? Yes. It feels more in sync than it ever has been. So do keep that in mind that, again, things change, but so many talented wrestlers have come through that system. What's up, Brandon? Jose, sign me up. Let's go. Let's go. Those names I saw earlier today they're so bad. We were talking about them last night. I almost wish I had the list with me, but it's insane. Who's making these names? Welcome to the big leagues. That's another part of the whole Ricky Starks story, is people don't want to hear this, but to the wrestlers, the people in the business, the WWE is still the big leagues in a lot of ways. Yeah, no. A lot of AEW fans use Blue Sky. Starks, yes. Honestly, this card doesn't enthuse me, but I'll give it a chance. It's just, there's some things in here I'm not sure why they're happening. Like it felt like Adam Copeland and FTR were heading towards the Death Riders and maybe a trios, but nope, it's going to be Undisputed Kingdom, who's all been sort of irrelevant and been on Collision. I know they got jumped by the Death Riders, but yeah, there's just a real lack of cohesiveness to what we're getting. What's up, Vance? I think I already said hello to you. Todd, welcome. All right, let me scroll all the way back down, see who I missed. What up, Jordan? Tom Allen, got you. Fans want Keith Lee, but TK says, best I got is hologram. The hologram thing's blowing my mind. And the fact that there's fans out there that are talking about hologram like it's such a really big deal or it's so cool. Like, hologram comes back. Hologram's working with Commander. All right. The other show's banging out superstars, but y'all making Commander. All right. Do you? Now we're off and running. We got a brawl at the side of the ring. All 6 men are scrapping. NXT is lit. I don't know why the online smarks are trying to be snarky about it. How good NXT actually is and has been since 2.0. 2 things that I think are happening, MDB. 2 things that are consistently happening with this argument. 1, certain pocket of the fans can't let go of the past. So, yeah, we had the 2.0 era. I gave up watching it. I made Nick come on here with someone else. You watch NXT. I'm not showing up on Tuesdays. I can't support this 2.0 bullshit. As we do go to commercial break, folks, 6-man tag is off and running. I know we take a prediction on every single match. Because this is a tape show, I'm not going to waste my time. But that's one issue, is they can't let go of the past. We talked about it. My buddy Anthony talked about it with Nia Jax. People remember old Nia Jax. They don't want to give her any credit for what she's doing right now. They're just stuck on, she punched Becky in the face once upon a time. So that's one of the issues. The other issue is that instead of having an argument using your favorite brand to build up your favorite brand, you got to push the other brands down. The funniest thing about the hardcore AEW fans is they shit all over NXT. NXT's doing better numbers. They shit all over TNA. Oh, TNA, that's just pathetic. That's starting to do better numbers. That's working its way onto TV. It's crazy. Even MLW's on a come up. MLW signing everybody that they can. And they've picked up some really good name value over the last little bit here. Companies are getting better, but it's this pocket of fans that feel like we got to push down the competition to build ourselves up. It's a real kind of sad, insecure way to go about business. Hangman versus Caster, 3-minute match, easy peasy. He did run away. I was hoping it was Keith Lee. I was hoping it was Keith Lee as well. Now, the only thing I can say is, do you not get somebody like Keith Lee on a tape show? The Bedazzled Cowboy. That's fucking hilarious. Hangman wins. KJ is the AEW pay-per-view this Saturday with NXT 2. AEW is not having a pay-per-view. AEW is having Grand Slam. Grand Slam will take place after the All-Star game or the All-Star festivities on Saturday. So this Saturday, we will be here live for NXT Vengeance Day. It starts at 6 p.m., guys. It's early. We will be here for that. We don't know what's happening with the next show. Grand Slam will be a tape show. There is a lot of people, a good amount of people in Australia that are very pissed off at AEW right now. They feel tricked. They feel lied to. They feel deceived. But most of all, they feel ripped off. And that hurts you as a business. When you got people out there that feel like you ripped them off, that's not good. That is not good. Tony Khan rushed, jumped the gun, and booked an Australian show. Didn't even look at the calendar, didn't plan it out. The idea that it's on Saturday, but we got to wait till after the All-Star game. Again, when you are just running at the seat of your pants and there's nothing methodical, you're just playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess. But right now we are back to the action. Yuta with the cheap shot, and Death Rider's working over O'Reilly in the corner. Hangman a heel getting a babyface cheer. Hangman's growing on people. And Hangman, to me, Hangman, if he wasn't the MVP of AEW in 2024, he was second place. That's my opinion. You can argue with me all you want. Adam Page killed it in 2024. And Adam Page is one of the guys that's true to Adam Page. The problem Adam Page is having, we got to put him in some stuff. Him beating up Max Caster, not going to help us. You need to have him in relevant shit. More like, who will Max Caster run from exactly? We saw him try. Chris versus Penelope Ford, and Megan Bain makes her Dynamite debut. Yeah, Statlander Penelope could be a good match. I know they've been teasing Statlander Megan. I just feel like Megan coming into the company was a little bit under the rug, like a little bit quiet, like it just sneaky. You look at Ricky Starks and all the buzz about him joining this company. Sometimes wrestling promoters, and why they get called carny, is they create a buzz bigger than that actually exists. You got to know how to amplify the message. You got to amplify what you're doing. You got to exaggerate it. And I feel like Megan came in and she could have come in with a bigger feeling. I felt that way about Ricochet. But right now, Roddy on fire, dropping Yuta on Pac. KJ, I feel already pissed at the show. You feel I'm already pissed, or you already pissed? I'm curious. I currently not pissed off at all. It's Wednesday. It's a good day. The show's starting off with good energy. I did have to, drop a little bit of knowledge on some of the fans out there that don't want to believe it. But 2025, we're 2 months into 2025 almost, and WWE collecting W's like it's their business. And I mean, Tony Khan's collecting L's like he's a member of Cypress Hill. It's not good. Match starts with Caster running. 2 matches, both started outside the ring, and you know how I feel about that. Hangman wins, too easy. That was fast. Yeah, doesn't feel like Caster's getting a push now, does it? Oh, Claudio clipping Roddy behind the ref's back. I can say the downfall of AEW that Cody left and then Punk got fired, then Vince left and Triple H took over the storytelling. 316, you're pretty spot on. I mean, there's a bunch of factors. And I think each one of those things, the first 2 anyway, Cody leaving, Punk getting fired, they to me stem from the same problem. Tony Khan put his faith in the wrong people. The people that could really help him get his business over, he gave up on. It was about his friends. I know we hear other podcasters joke about all friends wrestling. And that's what it came down to. Cody hurt because of what he meant to the company. And he left a void more than just what he did on TV. Punk leaving killed the company because it was a mess. And the whole Punk situation, because it was handled so bad, split the audience. There was a lot of AEW fans that want to watch Punk. There's a lot of AEW fans that still watch Punk. But when Tony Khan started AEW, he was the Robin Hood of wrestling. He was robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. And in this case, the rich was Vince McMahon. The poor were the wrestlers that were taking horrible creative and being treated like shit. Tony came on to save everybody. He was a hero. It was easy. Didn't matter what AEW put on TV. It was better than WWE. Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard couldn't book a good wrestling show if you fucking begged them to. But then Trips got in, and I don't care. People can bitch and moan. People can make stuff up. People can try and accuse him of being certain things. It's all bullshit. I know you get mad at him, but he's good at what he does. And at the end of the day, he was able to right the ship. Now we're getting guys like MCMG, Penta. These are people that we would have never seen under Vince, and not prominently. You're getting KO in main event storylines. You're getting surprises left, right, and center. You're getting a TNA relationship. All shit that would probably have never happened with Vince McMahon at the helm. And that's when it changed. Because no longer was Tony Khan going up against mean old Vince McMahon, miserable Vince McMahon. He was now going against Triple H. That's a different animal. And the momentum switched. And that momentum switched late 2023, and it has not switched back. AEW, for my money, had a really bad 2024. I'm hoping they have a better 2025. Now, if you're wondering, all 3 members of Death Riders in the ring, Claudio throwing each of them. Now they're just all taking turns throwing elbows. Europeans, back elbow, European. And we go to commercial break. They're running a train on Pac. You heard me. That was quick. Yes. Let's scroll down. Let me see what I'm missing here today. I swear to God, I'm going to catch up. Spaz, I got that one. Spaz again. With AOP gone, do you think returning Black could team with Cross, managed by Scarlett? Love to see the team versus the Creeds. Maybe it's just me. Maybe not. Black going against Karrion might work a little better. How do I rephrase that? I think it's best for Karrion Kross that the Final Testament is dead. Let Karrion Kross be a badass. Karrion Kross is so good. Karrion Kross to me is one of the guys that Vince didn't do any favors for, and Triple H hasn't made better. But he hasn't given up on him yet. I think there's a lot there with Karrion Kross. Him and Black's going to be interesting. People wonder if he's going to be involved in the Wyatts at all. I don't think so. I think that's a bad shout. I'm just excited to see it. I'm really curious to see what Malachi steps into. Mega, I tried the AEW game again, and it still sucks. Well, thank you for the super chat. Remember, folks, AEW or any wrestling out there might suck. We never do. We're back at this tomorrow. We have your Grand Slam and your Vengeance Day preview and predictions. Myself, Big Nick, and Anthony will sit down and go over what we think are going to happen on both shows. We're going to talk about it, and we'll see. We'll see. Vengeance Day is gearing up to be interesting. Very interesting. We saw what happened with Shawn Spears at the end of the show. Ricky Starks just showed up. We got TNA guys lurking. We got the Systems song on NXT last night. That's crazy, but a lot going on. Fatal 4-way for the women's title, triple threat for the men's title, plus other things. I mean, it's going to be crazy, but we are going to be here. But that being said, Grand Slam, good card. Looks good. It's a good collision. I know somebody mentioned it being a pay-per-view. It was meant to be a pay-per-view. And anybody out there saying it wasn't is lying. Lying. It's that simple. People in Australia believed it was going to be a pay-per-view. People in Canada thought it was going to be a pay-per-view. People in the US thought it was going to be a pay-per-view. People in the UK, we all thought it was going to be a pay-per-view. It was talked about like it was going to be a pay-per-view. Now it is a taped collision, but it is a stacked taped collision. So, and again, what hurts this is when it becomes a taped collision, you're now out of sync with all the stuff you've been doing on Collision. But Harley going to take on Sasha. If they were smart, they'd give Harley that belt, but they won't. Yeah, Tony lied, scammed, and cheated. Facts. It was 100% supposed to be a spectacle event. He thought I filled up. I put a whole ton of people at Wembley. I can do it anywhere. And this one blew up in his face. And instead of owning it like a man, and this is the problem with Tony Khan when it comes to managing, a man would have stood up and said, ladies and gentlemen, my fans, especially my fans in Australia, we were hoping to do this big show. It hasn't gone the way we were hoping. We're moving to a smaller venue. It will be a collision. And own it. Every once in a while, we all know this. As a man, you got to take one on the chin once in a while. It's just the way life works. You got to own up to some shit. Tony Khan hid from it. Well, we got the hot tag to Cole. Cole, who has the physique of my grandfather. Pump kick to Yuta. Crowd super loud. I'll give the Texas crowd a lot of love here. They are enthused. Vince wouldn't even blink their way. Thank God, Triple H. Triple H brought WWE into now. Vince couldn't do it. Vince fucked up. I think that's why Triple H had the cardiac event. Was Vince fucked up NXT? Hijacked it and fucking Hunter had a meltdown. Oh, O'Reilly off the apron. Back elbow by Yuta. Tag to, blind tag Pac. It's a super kick. Vince McMahon is not miserable. His haters are. Well, let's be real, Michael. He is miserable. Tony Khan had a good 2 to 3 year window of goodwill from the wrestling fans. They gave him almost too much grace because he started to take advantage of Crying Wolf. Wow, everybody gets a piece of Pac. Two. What up, Harold? How you doing? Welcome. Cody was the heart and the mind of the success behind AEW. Once Cody left, everybody saw the foundation was built on sand. It was a part of it, and I think because it was the internal politics, right? I think that's the thing that's hurt AEW a lot. Tony books. He says he books for the sickos, but he doesn't. Because even the sickos are fed up with this shit. This match is chaos. That was three, but the ref says 2. And even the crowd's like, hey, choo-choo. Running train. I call it as I see it. Yeah, I'm so far behind, bro. Shut up. Tony Khan is the Jerry Jones of professional wrestling, bringing in big names 10 years beyond their prime. Facts. And that's where some of the fans make me insane, right? You bring in, oh, wait, Claudio's got a chair. This is broken down. It's so slow. The crowd is fucking bananas right now. Double super kicks. Claudio's out. I don't think it's a good idea if the Death Riders lose here. Low blow, you now roll up. Okay, good. Death Riders steal it, and I'm okay with it. Low blow and a W. And I can explain my thought process here, guys. Adam Cole's the world's oldest teenager. Wait a minute. Daniel Garcia. Yay. So Garcia 2.0. Nakamura gets missed by. That's my hope. Alex, I'll agree with you. I really want to see Malachi Black, Nakamura, WrestleMania, IC or US title. I heard people bitching today about 73 days and Nakamura hasn't defended the belt. It'll be fine. Can't do it all. Dawn, welcome. It still boggles my mind that the WWE has a working relationship with TNA. Never, ever thought we would get that. I am looking forward to what's to come. AEW really needs to get on track. They can do it. They can. And there's so much talent, Dawn. That's why, as Marina's walking in, Moxley's in behind her, and Cope with a chair. Cope locks Marina in a dressing room, I think, or tries. Wait, what was that? What chain? Why was there a chain? Anybody understand what just happened with the bolt cutters on the door? So Jay White and Cope run away with the title. I don't know what's happening. Whether you love or hate the Death Rider situation, if you are building them as the top faction, they can't lose that match tonight. So they won, and they cheated to win. Bad guys cheat. I'm good. Not like this. The Brisbane Brawl. I am really, really, as a wrestling fan, getting fed up with insert location street fight, brawl, death match. It's insane to me. It's childish. That ending sucked. The ending didn't suck. Low blow and roll up. That is good. Wheeler useless. Wheeler Yuta being the weaselly little brat that he is. Low blow, roll up. I'm okay with that. The fans were into it. Again, bad guys steal matches. The problem is having Daniel Garcia in 2.0 run out, you just squashed any type of come up. They don't know how to let the bad guys just have heat. They always got to crush the heat they get. But here's MJF. I like his jacket. I will admit, I like the jacket. I can't imagine Jeff Jarrett comes out and helps Undisputed Kingdom for a win and continues his feud with Claudio. No, I think that's dead, Adam. That's the sad part. I think it's dead. I just said ugh out loud for Daniel Garcia. Again, Tony, I was saying this before I got interrupted at the end of the last match. Tony doesn't book for the sickos. Because I've heard a lot of the sickos. We got some sickos in this chat. Once upon a time, he would class me as a sicko because I was very AEW focused. AEW was the best thing going in wrestling. The problem is Tony Khan's booking for Tony Khan. And that's the issue. Is Hangman's back. Yes! MJF says to Paige, "You smell great." I didn't realize Jack Daniels came up with a clone. He said it's Paige looked at him, didn't flinch, and said, "It's been 5 years. That's the best you got." Paige for my money, man. Not a sicko. For the last 6 days, I've definitely been a sicko. Trying to recover this damn March weather. Big Nick's in the house. The missus just let out what the fuck to the trios post match. They love stomping on baby faces and stomping on heat. They're like the old guy in Billy Madison, right? There's poop. He called the shit poop. Like there's a flaming bag on the doorstep, and Tony Khan just has to stomp on it. He can't help himself. And he stomps on the heat constantly. A good exchange between MJF and Adam Page. And again, for my money, Adam Page is one of the best guys in this company right now. Interesting is a nice way to say that sucked. Woo! I'm out of breath. And here comes Joe. I don't even have a graphic for this one. I don't care. I'm sad that Joe came back and he's fucking around with Hook and Shibata. So all the trios are out here tonight. Yeah, I just feel like there's so much more for Samoa Joe to be doing. Did Australia need 2 all-star tag matches? Why not? Why not? What makes it a Brisbane brawl? Because they're going to be brawling in Brisbane. That's it. The second half, that's funny. Kenny needs to go to WWE. He is done with wrestling. Before he's done with wrestling, as we are off and running, Joe beating up a jobber. Local enhancement talent. Hook is beating up Aaron Solo. Who knew he was still in the company? Title will change hands. Every title will change hands. Not likely. Stone Cold Page, Tozawa. Great. Yeah, I'll give you that. This show keeps questioning my sanity. The one thing I will say about this show tonight, there are things, as always, with the booking that's a little wobbly, but it hasn't taken a breath. It has been clipping all night. Like we are 36 minutes in already. It's been clipping. I could see MJF versus Adam Page at Revolution. Yes. Good match. 2 guys that can wrestle. I like Hangman Page. Like I said, he was my pick for AEW MVP 2024. MJF doesn't pack the punch he used to. MJF needs something good to revitalize him. And Adam Page just said it perfect. You know, MJF makes a cheesy joke and he goes, "That's the best you got. 5 years. That's the best you got." Finally, though, we have the 2 top talent building towards something, hopefully. I would agree with that, Wrestle Rant. And Joe gets the pin. It took slightly longer for Joe and Hook to get the win than it did for Adam Page earlier. I don't know how we get there, but I think if we could get Mercedes versus Athena at All In, maybe be the best chance somebody beats her. The truth, Kyle, is, for my opinion, Mercedes would avoid somebody like Athena. Mercedes wants to be in angles with wrestlers that she has a status over. I think that's her big game because she doesn't want to get exposed. Athena is more likely to go after the world title than the TBS title. And it might have been last week when Nick was here, this idea that Mercedes might keep that belt forever. I'm going to beat Dustin Rhodes, and then I'm going to win the world championship, said nobody ever until tonight. Let's go. Samoa Joe looks like a chaperone. Apparently, they believe in violence. So the trios division getting some love by Tony Khan here tonight. I can't believe Cope and Jay White stole the case. Yeah, I don't know what that means. MJF is done. Done Aura is gone. Promo are technically the same. Paige has been dead in the water. Johnny, the issue with Paige is doing good stuff. They're not keeping them relevant by keeping them in interesting things. I think if you look at like Drew McIntyre, right? Drew has his issues with Punk. He goes through 3 matches with Punk. He loses. But then shows up on Monday and picks a fight with a Jey Uso, going after Roman in the bloodline, having issues with somebody like Sammy. You kept him relevant. You kept him moving. Adam Page isn't getting that treatment. Is that a fair comparable? I mean, why are they fighting jobbers? I don't know why this is happening. TK be like the refs in the Super Bowl. This is make good. Oh, yeah, just stack all the trios. Joe's team wins 3 jobber matches tonight. What's on Collision? What is this Collision? Hilarious. So Joe is challenging Christian Cage and the Patriarchy. I will ask anybody that has a pair of ears right now, even if you only have one, I don't care how many. Did anybody realize that Christian Cage was still feuding with Hook and Samoa Joe? Because I might have forgotten. This is one of the longest running Who Cares storylines of my entire life. And it just gets better as we got Jericho and Keith. Brian Keith had a really good match on the weekend on Collision. Use them. Everyone know AEW jobber match leads to another brawl. No brawl, just a promo. I'm shocked at him. Tonight, Sacrificial Lamb for Joe and Co. That's what we should call them from now on, Cherokee. Joe and Co. I feel like TK will have a jobber name like JD to throw shade at. Here's the thing about that guy. Watching JD from New York, and I hope you hear me, sir. I doubt it, but I hope you do. Watching JD from New York praise the WWE and shit on AEW, I would respect you more if you stood your ground. Again, he acting like he's the only one putting TK on blast. People have been doing it for a hot minute. He got to the party late and changed the music. Sorry, JD. But at the end of the day, my guy, spineless, turned his back. You sat there night in and night out screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling. WWE sucks. WWE sucks. They don't do anything right. Rah, rah, rah. AEW, AEW. He blocked me because I asked why he was wearing an AEW hoodie during a WWE review. That's why I got blocked. But now WWE can do no wrong. Everybody, JD, jump on that bandwagon. Hold on tight, buddy. But I would have respected him more if he would have stood his ground. But now, he's just another person on the bandwagon. It's funny to watch, but he thinks he's been driving the car the whole time. But apparently, he hasn't been paying attention. But while everyone when everyone was calling it the way it was, there was guys like myself and Big Nick here every night talking about the issues. He was saying the opposite for so long. And now that he's changed his mind, it's really funny to watch. So, yeah, let him have him. But, yeah, JD. Good on you, bro. Local enhanced D's nuts. That was worth $2.79. Thank you, Spaz. The chain, KJ. But I'm so confused. What do you mean the chain? It was a door. Where did the chain come from? Joe, who do you think will win Elimination Table qualified? Alan, I think I know what you're asking. We only got a couple qualifiers left. So, again, it will be a very tight race. I do think Roxanne Perez gets into Chamber. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. The other qualifiers coming up. I don't know. Ask me specific matches. I'll let you know. Hook's a jobber. Hook's a kid. Hook should be in Ring of Honor. This Christian feud isn't helping anybody. We don't even know if it's still happening. How long is Christian Cage walking around with the Jericho list? Months. And nobody talks about it. Like, nobody explains, like, oh, he better use that before X, or is he going to use it? Christian Cage isn't even a main eventer. By the time he turns around and uses it, it's probably going to be on coke. Does TK even care anymore? Yes. I've heard this rumor, like this comment a lot, Tom. I've heard it from a lot of people. By the way, we're in commercial break right now, folks. I got 138 people with me right now. Let's see if we can get this to 150 tonight. Be a friend, tell a friend, share our link. Let's see if we get to 150 tonight. Let's do it. Why not? 134, we can do better. TK cares. TK has surrounded himself with yes men. So there's people in TK's life that keep telling him oh, wait a minute. Marina is jumping Willow. Moxley screaming at the camera. Dynamite is the definition of the wrestling might suck, but we never do. Here comes the learning tree. I didn't even know they were going to be on this show. Wow, they cut a lot out of the Jericho promo. Did they? Well, here comes your Ring of Honor World Champion. The Revolution is televised once again, not on Wednesday. The Real Wyatt, good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. Hook looks like a minor. He's pretty fucking close. If Jacob don't win, how do you keep him strong if Priest wins qualifier? I think that's why the qualifier is a triple threat. So Jacob doesn't have to win. You have an out. Jacob has an issue with Braun. Jacob beat the living shit out of Braun. So we are back to the action. And here comes the ratings killer, Chris Jericho. Why did we give him a backstage promo to come out and have another promo? As he's put $200,000 on the head of Bandito. Okay, so he's actually going to fight Bandito tonight. I didn't even realize that was on the docket. Somehow, everywhere I looked up for tonight, I did not know this match was happening. Yo, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Welcome back. AD and AZ, thank you, brother. JD from New York is a mega grifter. Listen, I generally, and we as a channel, we believe in positivity. Positivity breeds positivity. We are the wrestling utopia, but we also promise to everybody that tunes in, we call it the way we see it. We tell the truth. We stick to our truth. And at the end of the day, what bothers me about this guy is he thinks he's fucking reinventing the wheel. He thinks he's the fucking genius. He's figured it out and no one else has. Because we got a spotlight. Why is this happening? Oh, we're doing high noon? But they did this on Collision. Oh, it's so fucking stupid. They can't even do 10 paces. And Jericho didn't even turn around. Quickly, that is. But yeah, my issue with him is he does it and then shits on all these other people for doing the same shit. Now they're jumping Bandito. There will not be a match. And here come the Outrunners. Huge pop. Which blows my mind that two of the company's best wrestlers in the Outrunners and another really good tag team, Grizzled Young Vets, are relegated to Ring of Honor. Here comes Big Bill. Harley Quinn Cornette. Did Harley pass away, Larry? No! Really? Little Harley passed? Oh, Jim's going to be broken up. The chain came from Marina's wrist. Oh, they cut the chain to get the thing off. Okay. Thank you, MDB. Here comes Hobbs. Big pop. Now Hobbs and Bill are exchanging. Holy overbooked, Batman. Evan Dwarf blocked somebody because they asked him a simple question, why it takes so long for his show to come on when it went into Omega rant, and he has people that block people in the chat. Again, it is what it is. It's sad. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I will say it over and over and over. Maybe one day it will come true, but I would love to debate that guy one-on-one. I would love to go toe-to-toe with JD because, again, it's easy when you're yelling and screaming at the mic. It's really hard when you have a counter argument. That's why I do the show with the guys I do the show with, because if I say some bullshit, they will tell me it's bullshit, and we will fight about it. You need people to keep you in check. And now we jump back to Cope and Jay, which sounds like a bad 90s sitcom. They got the title in the suitcase. Yeah, thank you. It took me a second to figure that out. The Revolution got that one. Thank you so much. The chain is on. Yeah. I was like, what are they clipping on the door? Because her arm was stuck in the door. So now I get it. My bad. Did you hear what Jericho said on Chris Van Vliet podcast about the fans chanting, please retire was a good thing? Yeah, I heard that. I also heard that Jericho said he's never buried anyone or he's never pulled anyone down. I think Jericho's delusional. I think Jericho's in an environment that just feeds his ego. I think Jericho is one of the biggest problems both on TV and behind the scenes of AEW. Jericho is the epitome of the issues that AEW has. When Jericho was bragging about yelling at Punk that he was a cancer, everything Jericho said about CM Punk was true, except it should have all been about Jericho. Jericho needs to look in the mirror and give himself this speech he apparently gave CM Punk. That is the guy who's killing this company. Not just him. There's others. But he is so buried in Tony Khan's ass, and he gets whatever he wants, including that Ring of Honor title, which makes no fucking sense. If Jericho was carrying the Ring of Honor title and was on Ring of Honor every week, I might buy into the idea that he's helping the company. He's helping the streaming. But what does it matter if you have the Ring of Honor title, but you're never on the Ring of Honor show? So we haven't seen the AEW World title in fucking months. The Ring of Honor World title we see too much, and it's never on the actual show it's supposed to be on. Help me understand. I think Jericho was going to fight Bandito at Grand Slam. He didn't fight him here tonight either, though. These Jericho promos are even more obnoxious when you learn how much each minute of TV costs. Yeah, that's not true. That is true. JD and all these journalists just ride AEW because access backstage. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think when it was hot, and I think JD, very much like me, when AEW first came on the scene, we were very frustrated with WWE. We were very frustrated with their product. We were very frustrated with how they put things out, the stop and start booking, the childishness. It was bad. AEW, WWE was really bad. So AEW gave us hope as wrestling fans. We got excited. Kenny, the Bucks, Jericho's going to show up. I like Jericho. Jericho's good. And then it all changed. The problem with JD was when AEW started declining and there was clear problems, he would just, he'd do his Wednesday night review with his Chi-Town buddy and jump on. And, the worst they would say was, tonight could have been better. They were refusing to be honest. And all the talk, I'm the honest one. I'm not like, Sap, and I'm not like Denise, and I'm not like this one. I'm honest. Well, that's funny. The show's going to shit, and you keep praising it. So help me understand. And then he turned. And now he's I'm the one willing to tell the truth. Where were you? You're late to the fucking party, bro. Undisputed Kingdom should just go already. I don't know what we're going to do with those. Bandito, you skip to R-Truth. What? Jericho will wrestle in AEW until he is 70 if this keeps going. As long as Tony Khan pays him and they keep telling him, you're doing wonderful. Jericho talks about himself like he's in this wrestling renaissance, that he's found the fountain of youth. He is shit, and someone needs to tell him. We are back from commercial. Dusty in the back. Dustin, I know, but it's easy. I know KJ is fed up with JD's bullshit because he rarely ever calls out anybody by name to the extent. It's facts. I know how hard it is to create content. I know how hard it is to do what we do. A lot of us out there making pennies or not making any, just enough to cover the cost of what we do. He's been very successful, so I try not to knock another hustle. But yes, he is under my skin because of how he approaches everything. And I don't think he'd ever be man enough to step up and have that conversation. But here comes MJF, folks. Two Undertakers. I say what's real. If not, you get canceled. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. One thing we rarely do. You have to be ignorant or completely stupid to get blocked from this channel. We've had outright arguments, even with yourself, Mr. Carpenter. We've had arguments and debates amongst ourselves, amongst the chat. We don't block you for disagreeing. If you want to be a complete knob about your opinion, you might end up on the penalty box. But this idea of you don't agree with me, block, is fucking nuts. But MJF here, wow. The big old drapery for MJF. This is terrible. Okay, this is corny. Heel beatdown number 2. It's like fake Taker versus fake Taker. Jericho is pacemaker, not paces. Well, again, if you're going to do it right. And if you're going to do it, don't do it. Keith did it better. Bounty Hunter did it better on the weekend. Jericho probably versus Bandito at Grand Slam. Did they add that? Are they over there? I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's sad. That's sad. Ryan, how you doing? And here comes Dusty Rhodes. The crowd goes nuts. By the way, Ring of Honor tag champ. And he's also the Ring of Honor 6-man champion. 2 belts, Dusty. KJ Kingdom, just go already. The Undisputed Kingdom's a tricky one because once upon a time they were so over. And I just feel like they've lost it and it's not coming back. I think Adam Cole is a perfect example of what good production and good creative can do for you. And that's what I think is done really well for Cole. Cole was never questioned Cole. Never wondered about Cole's physique. He was always a small guy. But it's just, he's been exposed in AEW, and I don't know if he'll ever be able to reignite the excitement he used to get. Will Dustin bleed? Probably. But we get the ding, 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 folks. The match is underway. He needs to beat Dustin clean. He does. And it shouldn't, again, this is probably going to go very competitive, and you almost don't want it to be. We're off and running. Dustin throwing bombs. Dustin's partner is Sammy Guevara, as they are the Sons of Texas. Maybe. I don't know. They definitely scrapped those Jeff Jarrett plans. What happened to that? You guys, they sold us so hard on Double J. I was into it. And then he loses to Claudio. Is it dead? Did it die? Sorry, folks. Sons of Texas. There you go. So I got some. Authenticity is the only thing that has a value. Share, right? As we say it all the time, we do what we do because others can't do what we do. But the one thing you'll get with Nick and I and Anthony is we're just us. You know, if you guys didn't tune in, it would be the exact same type of arguing, the same type of opinion, the same type of reaction. We want to be authentically us, and that's what we try to do. We welcome everybody, and if you watch a guy, like I know a lot of fans out there watch JD. JD's built a great audience, good for him. But if you're flippy floppy and you turncoat, people will learn. People will figure it out. That doesn't mean your opinion can't change, but it's how you go about it. And you can't act like you were the first one in the room when you were the last one to get there. Dustin for the win. Yeah, he's champs with the Von Erichs. The Von Erichs are still in AEW. What the fuck? Miss Clothesline, sunset flip. MJF works it out. Nice leg drop. He needs to, yeah, I agree with you on that. Somehow I can see the WWE 2K25 banner instead of MJF banner. There you go. Sammy Guevara is Dustin's tag team partner. Yes, he is. They definitely. That's so weird. I would have been okay with a Jeff Jarrett run. This should be a squash or a relative. Like MJF controls a lot of it. Dustin gets a few comebacks, gets knocked down pretty quick, and then MJF finds a way to win. Especially if you're setting up Paige. No offense, but that's the pecking order right now. Is MJF's young, vibrant in his peak. Dustin's not. Funny how when Sasha Banks came to AEW, Sammy Guevara stopped showing up. Not funny, but there is a reason. And you're not wrong, Bash 8. I hope Jeff Jarrett comes out after this match and hits MJF with a guitar. Emo, I don't see it happening. If anything, Adam Page will come back out now. I love the Von Erichs are keeping with the family name running. Kind of. They're not bad. Big claw to the eyes. 135, folks. Let's get this to 150. Lift JF for the win. I watch both of y'all and Wrestling Days. I like all of y'all. You are allowed to like all of us. Shout out to all the other creators. Again, it's not easy doing this. I know it's just like, oh, we're on YouTube. Haha, it's fun. A lot of effort goes into this. So that's why I don't knock anybody's hustle. However, I will call bullshit out if I see it. And that bullshit been bugging me for a hot minute. Is Ricky Starks getting a new name? Lots of debate about this one. Ricky Starks has trademarked Ricky Starks, which is smart on his behalf. So the hope is that will be the case. That being said, they didn't use his name. Nowhere have I seen them use a name. Oh, shit, he's here. Right? Nowhere have I seen them say, this is Ricky Starks. Until they do that, your guess is as good as mine. Is there a chance that they don't? Yeah. I don't give a shit what his name is. Because Ricky Starks was sitting at home on the bench doing nothing. So I don't care what you call him. There are Kevin Von Erich's two boys, by the way. Yes, they are. It's me, Wesley Conkin. What's up, Wesley? Dustin for the win. Is Dustin all over MJF? Big Bulldog. The crowd's going wild. Wrestling Days is cool, but he's a mark. We're all marks, Paul. We're all marks. And I got nothing bad to say about that man. I'll be straight with y'all. It's just different style, different strokes. Man's been at it longer than I have. But yeah, no bad. Dickie Starks, yeah. Just call it Sticky Works. For the love of God, don't change his name, damn it. I don't want them to change his name. We'll see what happens. My vote is don't change his name. But in some cases, you had to, right? Delta had to get a new name. Now she's Zarya. We get over it. We will get over it. But I'd rather have, Nikki Starks wrestling than no Starks wrestling. Pebble Starks. You should have brought him in as like Ricky Rain, Ava's brother. As he hits a crossroads on MJF, by the way, is Dustin Cody's future. Kinda. Dustin with the hip thrust. The Rhodes boys are coming up to Cody and Dustin's nephews. Yes, I have seen reports about that. Ricky Rain. Ava's brother, Ricky Rain. Ricky Ricardo. Let's go, Dustin. Two. Exchanging 2 counts. And again, as I always say, folks, listen to the crowd. The crowd is super into this. Dusty's a hometown boy. You can't fault them. This is not bad booking. Dustin, big kick out. A lot of people call Ricky Starks Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky. Tony Khan. Yes, I don't. Okay. Zoe and Ricky teaming up. The Starks, yeah. Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Maybe Ricky Khan? That would be amazing. Sean, that would be amazing. And our next wrestler, Tony Snowball, coming to the ring. If they ever bring back mixed tag, maybe one day. KJ Starks. Why is the ref not getting involved? So MJF putting a chair on Dustin's arm. This match was going really well. They don't need to do this. Right? This match is longer than it should be. Reversal. The ref goes to get rid of the chair. I love the painted on abs. It's a good choice. And we get the Shattered Dreams. Oh, Remsburg turns around just in time. Wow. 2. Dustin nails the final reckoning. The crowd is on their feet. The crowd, they are getting a bigger reaction for this match than any match I can think of in recent memory. The crowd is crazy into this. That he could. Is this the first Dynamite with 2 women's matches on the card? Yes or no? Not ever, but in a long time. Like the stream. Make sure you hit that like, folks. And don't forget, we are on Twitch, too. We are currently at 32 Twitchers. We'd like to get to 50. So if you have Twitch, go follow us over there. Dustpool. That sounds all types of wrong. Kind of worried about Thunder Rosa. She's been saying how proud she is of those going to WWE. Yeah, she'll get in trouble. MJF hits a reckoning. Dustin kicks out. Transitions to Salt to the Earth. Dustin's in trouble. Stark's new name, Tony. Stony Khan. MJF with a chair. It's going to be 15 below 0 tonight. Ref doing nothing as usual. I hope AEW doesn't take years to put MJF back in the heavyweight championship picture. They can't really. I mean, again, there's only so long he can float. Oh, so bad. As he's holding the crossface, and Dustin is out. I know we don't tap out in AEW. We pass out. But MJF gets the win. Fun match. Crowd was into it. And a big win for MJF. Ricky Khan Punk. Ricky Khan. WWE would love to scoop up Thunder Rosa and let her be a coach in the PC. Thunder Rosa brings a lot to the table for sure. We saw her have a bit of an interaction with Megan Bain recently. Again, people talk about, I can't believe they bought in Ricky Starks and put him in NXT. I can't believe you brought back former women's champions on pre-shows or buried them for months and not used them or didn't even remember that they used to be champions. What are we doing? But MJF got an evil look on his face. They did 2 women's matches for like a month when Mercedes arrived to give the facade they cared. Back to the Salt to the Earth, and I have a feeling we're going to get Hangman again. Solid match. Absolutely solid match. I got no issues with that match. And sure enough, Hangman, Adam Page. Yes, Dustin passed out. Common thing in AEW is people don't tap out. Apparently tapping out makes you a pussy, and nobody in this company is a pussy. I said it. Sorry, YouTube. MJF needs to be in the heavyweight picture. He's a draw. This is good. MJF Page works for me. 2 guys in a good part of their career with something. It matters to both of them right now. MJF, the double leg takedown. Do you see Punk's tweet about Ricky Stark's debut as best friend? Yes. A lot of people happy for Ricky. I saw a lot of people. And security just fills the ring. How old is Dustin? Dustin, I believe, is 50. I don't think he's past 60 yet. Uh, 55. 55 years old. There you go. Thank you. So we go back at it. Security trying to separate them. Where is all this security during all the other murders, muggings, and attempted, sodomy? Like, where are all the security guards during the other segments? What is next for the Kingdom? I don't know. I have no idea. No clue what you do with the Kingdom. They are completely irrelevant. Do you think NXT will do a Rock versus Ricky Starks face? Nah, I don't think so at this time, Michael, only because The Rock's The Rock, and I don't think he sees Ricky as anybody that is even close to his realm to have that conversation. Maybe one day, like Ricky blows up, he's super over. Maybe. I don't know. We don't even know if Rock's going to be at WrestleMania, which looks highly unlikely at this moment. The crowd has been lit since the start of the show. It must be Red Moon. Yeah, I'm down. They're fighting in the crowd now, by the way. Security just gave up. Oh, wait a minute. MJF trying to throw Hangman off the balcony. All right. Yeah, too long. You've made your point. Let's get going. Hater isn't friends with Britt anymore, so pre-show it is. Yeah, but look at here's the fucked up part, Keyshawn. Where is Britt Baker right now? Nowhere to be found. Rumor is she's on the outs. Where's Jamie Hayter right now? In the company. So Britt doesn't like Jamie. Jamie gets screwed, but then Britt's gone, and you're left with a disgruntled Jamie. You're putting your eggs in the wrong basket. You got heels and baby faces passing out, and it makes no sense. Kid, I agree with you, man. Somebody, like, as MJF knocks the beer out of a dude's hand, the dude's pissed. Oh, then he laughs, so he's pretty happy. Did they drop the Jared angle? It feels like it's temporarily paused. No, MJF's got a mic. This will never end. Yeah, let him tap. Who did he just call a gutless coward? MJF versus Page, a match so good, I don't need a title. You need good rivalries. You need good stories that do not require titles. You do. That's why there's too many titles. Hangman comes back, the crowd goes wild, and they're fighting again. I kind of like it. I kind of like that part. Ricky is not big enough for The Rock. Yeah, 100%. Exactly my sentiment. Ricky would have to explode. Then The Rock could show up and kind of drop. But right now, The Rock cutting a promo on Ricky would end Ricky's career. Hang Low is so boring. I'll leave that there for a second. The revolution started last night. Hopefully, we don't get Def Rebel. Absolute man. I really hope that Ricky Starks owns his song. I really hope that is one of the things they have the rights to is Ricky's song. Because if they Def Rebel it, I'm going to be pissed. His entrance was perfect. But right now, we transition from the never-ending brawl between Hangman and MJF. I don't mind parts of what happened there. It just was a really long segment. But right now we are getting a preview for Grand Slam, I believe. KJ, Kyle Fletcher should beat Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World title and go on a Randy Orton Legend Killer type run. I don't mind the second part of that. Kyle Fletcher going on a Randy Orton run and beating up a bunch of legends, fine. Beating up Chris Jericho, great. Nobody in AEW should have the Ring of Honor title. Ring of Honor needs to be set up and designed like a developmental, like what WWE is doing with AEW, with NXT. That was a Freudian slip because a lot of people have realized WWE is currently using AEW as developmental. Has anyone else caught that yet? That is one of the funniest parts of this whole process. People can be bitter all they want. Like you have to graduate from AEW to get to NXT. Then maybe the main roster. Security in AEW sucks. Yes, they do. Again, it's just, I don't think they know how to do it well. That was fine, but there has to be a level of consistency. You can't have outright carnage in your wrestling ring and nobody comes out. And then 2 segments later, you have a fight breakout and every security guard in the state shows up. I'm a poor. I love that. Rock would come back to do something to be Bloodline for the Bloodline if he was around, and he'd just show up and do his usual bits if he had nothing planned. Yeah, a lot of that's true, Mark. Again, The Rock kind of does what The Rock does when he wants, how he wants. And again, he wouldn't be doing anything unless he felt like it was top tier. Non-titled main event feud I can actually get interested in. I would agree with that. I like the idea of MJF and Hangman Page having an issue. I do. The sad part of this issue is Jeff Jarrett got absolutely annihilated and embarrassed and forgotten about. Wait, Chuck from Best Friends working security? Yes, he is. Backstage, not security, but he's a backstage guy. So much afterbirth that this has made another child. I dislike Chris Jericho. Byron, me saying I dislike Jericho would be such a heavy understatement at this point in my life. It's not even close. What happened with Jeff Jarrett? We don't know. He lost to Claudio, who he wasn't beefing with. He was beefing with MJF. And now he gone. He gone. We don't know. He gone. He retired due to injury and now is an agent producer backstage. They send him as security all the time now. Fact. Well, in the last time we saw him, he actually got taken out by the Death Riders. Now he's just back. And nobody, no, like, okay. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It's finally getting good. I liked parts of it. My only complaint was I felt like it went forever. We're so back. They canceled Jeff Jarrett's retirement tour. Apparently, Joe's team name is the Ops, KJ. Really? As we go to a replay of what just happened, Ricky Stark's song is by AEW Music Group. AEW will not allow that. See, there you go. Thank you. I was not sure who did the music. If it's AEW, then yeah, you're kind of pooched. He had such a good entrance. So, Def Rebel, you're on the clock. Don't fuck it up. I think we'll get a better idea about Ricky Stark's Saturday at Vengeance. We got time. I'm in no rush, man. The Ricky Starks more than likely will be a key component to stand and deliver WrestleMania weekend. I think that's amazing for Ricky Starks. That's not a ball drop. That's not a mistake. Ricky Starks doing something at Stand and Deliver is good. Here comes Megan Bain, folks. Who did I miss? Remember, folks, we got the super chat, super stickers if you want to stand out. I got Megan Bain coming out to the ring. I will take a second to remind everybody we are back tomorrow. We're going to do our previews and prediction for Vengeance Day and Grand Slam all in one show. Myself, Nick, and Anthony will all be here. Then Friday night, 3 hours SmackDown. We'll be here for that. Saturday, Anthony's TNA review, the best covering TNA right now. He'll be out there, so keep an eye out for that Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday night, we are here for Vengeance Day and maybe Grand Slam. But we're definitely going to be here bright and early, 6 p.m., dinner time. Bring your supper. Let's go. But it's going to be a fun one. Lots going on with Vengeance Day. And we will see where the night goes. We know when the show starts, but like a lot of our Saturday streams, we have no idea when it's going to end. AEW been doing the heavy lifting for WWE with talent, LOL. Again, it's effing mind-blowing how ignorant, dumb, just straight airhead Tony is. Yeah, I mean, if it's funny because it's kind of working like a cycle, right? Like WWE has talent that they can no longer really use the way they want to, or that the talent wants, like Adam Copeland, Chris Jericho. They wanted to put them on Legends deals or part-time schedules, so they go to AEW. Same thing with the Hurt Business. As much as I like Bobby and Shelton and MVP, they were at the end of that WWE rope, so they move on. And as they move on, the WWE just scoops up like this young up-and-coming talent. So, again, you decide what makes the best deal. Official next week, Joe Shibata Hook versus Christian Cage, Nick Wayne, and Sabian. Anybody care? Anybody pumped for this? Flocka, after reviewing the tape, Hangman legit just played fists into MJF's forehead. Okay. Did you see AEW say in a tweet it was a pay-per-view? Then quickly, yeah, 100%. And again, and when it was first announced, they talked about it being a pay-per-view. People in Australia believed it was going to be a pay-per-view. You were pumped to get this show, and then they move it down the road, and there's a lot of upset fans about how this played out. Yeah, I don't even hear the commentary team anymore. The Lucha from Michigan and Tony are fucking awful. And Megan Bain with the squash, as she should have. That's a good way to put her on. The gang hires a bird. Nick apparently trying to get in trouble with Miss Nick. Is Bane or Carhill trajectory? Yeah, hard to say. I guess. The problem is, where is she going to go? Is she going to go after Sasha? Sasha won't do that. Bane's better. But here comes Statlander. Now, this is two big women that are trying to set something up. I like it. This is what we got for Megan Bain. I'm okay with it, though, AB. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Stare down between Bane and Stat. Bane makes Stat look small. The gang hires a bird. What? What? Don't blink. It's British. No. Tape show. It will be on the line at Vengeance Day. Another jobber match. Mm-hmm. Where's Camille? So I've heard mixed. I did have somebody show up in the chat and say that Camille was going to be at Grand Slam. I haven't seen anything confirmed. I know Camille was recently on the Cornette Experience talking about her role in Queen of the Ring, which Jim Cornette is also in as Stan Lane, I believe. Penelope Ford, who can wrestle, taking on Chris Statlander. I'd rather see this. Where's Camille? So I don't know. There's rumors that she had asked to leave and they granted her an opportunity to leave. It was reported by people that are closer to the situation than me that she is no longer with the company. I've heard mixed reports about that. Chris Statlander for the win. Super bad. McLovin. Penelope Ford is a nice sight for TV, MDB says. Very much so. Why doesn't Statlander not have a title? Statlander's an interesting one because I assumed when Statlander lost the TBS title, she would be on her way up the chart. She'd go after a world title. She'd be involved in the world title picture. Because Tony only seems to be able to do like one woman's story at a time, Stat got lost in the mix. She was in a weird Ring of Honor storyline with Stokely and Willow, and then she turned heel. Then a couple months later said, "My bad, Stokely tricked me," and went back to babyface, and then did nothing. Bad booking is hurting Chris Statlander time and time again. Like, it's not good. Sliding clothesline, which is funny. They only use as a prop for Monet, then discarded her. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the Willow got shafted pretty hard on that whole situation. I'd rather have Statlander as a champion, Willow maybe as a champion, a bit of a chase, a competitive women's division. But like you said, it's just a prop. Monet is a prop champion, a puppet, if you will. Statlander and Willow should be doing more interesting stuff. Yeah. Willow, to me, is a marketing, like a merch machine. If the right people were working with Willow, Willow could make you so much money. But, like, she's the second coming of the hugger. Penelope on TV, rare. And Penelope can wrestle. Kick out by Ford. Damn. Statlander should have had a rocket strap to her back once she beat Jade. Again, if you were booking based on merit, right? Who was up, who was down, who did good, who did bad, who are the crowd reacting to? Yeah, she should. But Tony books based on friendships, based on who his buddies are, who does a cool dance with him, who can he dress up like at Halloween. That's who Tony Khan pushes. So people like Willow get pushed down the card. You could sell Willow pillows. Willow's been wrestling in Stardom lately. True. Deonna has a new gimmick with Taya, but what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. But we never see them. We never see them. It's unfortunate. Deonna Purrazzo is talented as shit. But we never see them. Willow is, but like, again, that goes back to the argument. Like, you have this show coming up in Australia. Harley Cameron. I love Harley. Don't get me wrong. Harley, Mercedes. It's not that big of a match. Harley has actually made this match over. But you have Willow. You have Taya. You have Serena. You have Deonna. Megan now. You have all the Thunder Rosa, Penelope. What happened to the push that it'll come back to me. Come back to me. The Queen Slayer. What happened to that lady? I forgot her name. I haven't seen her in so long. But you have all these women with so much talent, but you're giving all your TV time to somebody that doesn't deserve it. So over, Frankie. Remember, hashtag we want Harley. Tag the channel. We'll put it out there. Hashtag we want Harley. The fuck? Anna J, thank you. Completely went blank. I could see her face. Could not remember her name. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She's been in Stardom as well, and it's almost like you have to go to Stardom. You have to go elsewhere if you're going to get any time. What happened to Hologram? The Vendetta is Deonna and Taya. Vendetta. Hologram came back on Saturday. He's working with Commander. He was injured, and he has returned to save the company. Anna J. We love you, Anna J. What happened to her push? And I think that's where fans become disinterested in a company. This is where we talk about going back to the Vince McMahon booking. You get into a character, you get into a wrestler. Oh my God, I like this person. And then they squash them out and you forget about them. So you do too. Anna J was getting matches all the time. Every week, another Anna J match. And now she's poof. Poof. That's what happens when you have no plan. Apparently, when the Young Bucks left, Jack Perry went with them. Said, fuck it, I'm out. No Jack Perry for months. Who's the TNT champion? That's a legitimate question from a guy that watches every single week. It's not Jack Perry. It is Daniel Garcia, right? Daniel Garcia. Danny, the TNT champion. Did anybody remember that? Did that ever matter? As we are getting a replay, Superplex. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Now I'm here every single week with you guys. I didn't remember. What has Daniel Garcia done as TNT champion? And I didn't even think about it. And I forgot about the TNT title altogether until somebody asked me about Jack Perry. That is crazy. That is crazy. I've seen the Ring of Honor World title more than I've seen the International title, more than I've seen the Continental title, more than I've seen the TNT title. That is fucking nuts. That is insanity. I'm not talking to you, Eric Young. Good. Maybe that's AEW. Why AEW's been better. No Bucks, no Perry. It hasn't hurt. Do you think that DMD will join WWE? I don't know. I heard rumors that she has like up to 2 years left in her contract. So sitting at home for 2 years, not wrestling at all, what name value or in-ring ability will she have in 2 years? Oh, nice. Springboard caught into a suplex. Stack goes for the pin. 2. But if she was available soon, say this year, if the WWE sat down with her and had a conversation and had a plan, I would take DMD and sign her to a contract. She goes to NXT. She starts in NXT. If she feels above NXT, then bye. Go enjoy being a dentist. The other question is, if she goes to WWE, would she be able to still do her dentistry? Oh, Penelope. Misses. Big clothesline by Stat. But I think there's value in DMD now. But I don't even know if DMD wants to wrestle. And it's over. A very squashy night here on AEW. The Young Bucks are on their way back very soon. Yay. It's because they want to be a part of Revolution. Okada is barely seen on TV. Danny Garcia has barely been seen on TV. Their mid-card titles are extremely mid. Yeah, and Danny's more interested in somehow being involved in the trios division. It's fucking baffling, all of this. Stat 2? Stat 2? Oh, as Megan walking out, but Penelope pops Stat. And now Megan's got Statlander up. F5. Takeshita is on TV, but his title is an afterthought. Yeah. Is there a title in AEW right now that feels special? Is that a fair question? Like, when you hear, like, oh, we're going to have a title match, is there a title right now that makes you go, oh, shit? The world title? Does the world title still hold the stock? Well, we haven't seen it. John Moxley's not impressive. I don't know. 25 minutes remaining on the clock, and we go to Sasha. You got to stop dancing. She's fucking brutal. It's actually the puppet. Amazing. This is fucking amazing. Are Ford making a team? Nope. Harley. That's all I'm saying right now. The attack was uneventful. Tag titles, that's a good one. Harley Cameron on screen chopping right now. Chopping. Anthony! What's up, Anthony? Lies. This is so good. Harley is, for my money, probably one of, if not the most over AEW talent right now. We'll see what Tony Khan can do with her. But my God, she is cooking. She drops a rap with the puppet, making fun of Mercedes. We all chuckle. And then she sits down and cuts a heartfelt promo. That is range. That is ability. That is charisma. That is confidence. That is talent. And I'm telling you right now, and you guys can say whatever you want. You can argue with me till you're blue in the face. You will. What is this? Is the Undertaker here again? We got the Death Riders. We got the main event. But Harley Cameron, in the right place, with the right promotion, with the right push, would kill it. Kill it. Emma 2.0, she's better than Emma for my money. To me, Harley reminds me of Chelsea Green. I know you do, my guy. Smart man. Harley is talent. To me, Harley is just like Chelsea Green. There's a purpose for her. Australian Chelsea Green. There you go. Be hockey, and I agree. But the question becomes, what does Tony Khan do when a talent gets themselves over? Are you brave enough to look at Mercedes and say, we're going to give the title to her? And that's the problem with this company. Do you do what's best for business, or do you do what's best for friends? And being that Tony Khan hasn't had many friends in his life, and now all these people are around telling him how great he is, that's to me the most important thing in this company is please love me. Please be my friend. That's why Tony sits in the middle of every media scrum. Do you see Triple H in the middle of the media scrum when somebody's up there talking? No. Triple H has his own separate time to talk business. But when the stars are up there, it's their moment. Where's Tony? Right in the middle of it. Why? Because it's Tony's moment. This is my friend. That's why I hugged him. And that becomes the problem. Harley organically got over. Harley has gotten over like Sandow got over. AEW is not bad tonight. I would agree with that. As ladies and gentlemen, we got about 18 minutes left on the clock here tonight. The show is good. Well, it's been good enough. It's been rolling. Definitely some stuff that makes your head itch. But at the end of the day, Harley was fired. She was chopping. I hear, but what is she done? AEW is really good tonight. Solid. I'm happy with it. She should have went. Yeah, I mean, again, a few squash matches, which again, people, the hardcore AEW fans, will really get mad at WWE that not every match is a 5-star burner. But then again, there's a time and place. I'm not mad at AEW for having a couple squash matches. You need squash matches. They're a vital part of building your roster. Harley got a lot better. Yeah, man. If TK doesn't put the belt on Cameron this weekend, he's a moron. I don't think he's going to, man. I'd be shocked. And I'll be the first one to hear next Wednesday going, I was wrong. He actually did it. But my God, do you have an opportunity? The heartbreaking thing, Boston, is, do you put the belt on her on a taped show? Do you have a title change on a taped show? My company, my booking? No. You have her get really, really close. You have like a whole bunch of false finishes where the Australian crowd's losing their mind, but then Sasha steals it. And then you run it back at Revolution. That's what I would do with Harley Cameron. Harley's on fire right now. Everybody's talking about her. Bully Ray's talking about her. Other wrestlers are talking about her. The fans are talking about her. She has gotten herself over. Because Grand Slam is taped, you let her get this close. And then you do it at Revolution. That's what I would do. It's always the title was supposed to be his breakout. I don't know what Kid said. It was for MDB, nothing to do with actually build Takeshita up. Getting the title is supposed to be a setup, but it's all about TK's choosing. Valid. Tag titles next. Yes, tag titles are on, folks. This is the return of the Guns, by the way. And like I said last week, a little confused. The Hurt Business was getting cheered by the fans. They were over. Like, the fans want to cheer for the Hurt Business. They take them seriously. But then you bring the Guns back and line them up, and now the crowd's cheering for both of them. Chat is busy. The Guns got themselves over even with a famous dad. Oh, my God. Austin went, I think, Colton? Austin, one of them. He went down hard on that apron. Yeah, Colton. Harley was one of our Rampaja darlings. You're not wrong, MDV. And she, again, came a long way. And I like I said, I knew her as Danny before she got here. Yeah, man, I think that there's a lot there with her. She's fun. I get excited when I see her for the right reason. Harley is not going to win because it's 4 belts, not just AEW. So unless TK has leveraged something with Rev Pro and so C-Money, I did not know. They're really putting all 4 belts on the line in one match. Tell me she's losing without telling me she's losing. Yeah, that's where I'd run it back to my scenario. Harley gets really close, really puts on a good show, comes back on Wednesday, says, I almost had you. And you set up Revolution. Harley was a Collision highlight too. That's a very good point, KJ, about Grand Slam being taped. Harley winning the belt needs to be live. Call it Grand Scam. I'll give you that. Hurt Syndicate are really over. I agree. So bringing back the Guns, who are also getting love from the fans and putting them against each other, not my favorite choice. The fans love Bobby and Shelton too much to boo. They just respect them. Like, that's the one thing that, like, when you respect the wrestlers that are in the ring, it's hard to give them shit. It's hard to throw shade at them. Tony Khan really needs to let KJ book one of the shows. He has better ideas than Will Washington. I'd volunteer. Mr. Tony Khan, I would love to be your friend. The Hurt Syndicate got the best entrance music in the game. They got a good jam. I don't mind the Guns entrance. I know everybody loves the Many Men, but apparently it's expensive. Is the Guns done with you? Well, see, here's where the show doesn't really do a good job of doing what they're supposed to do, right, Frank? The Guns were in a faction. A member of their faction's running around trying to fight the Death Riders. But Jay White hanging out with Cole, and are they still in the Bang Bang Club? We don't know. Are they done? We don't know. Remember, folks, if I missed your comment, we got the super chat, super stickers, or repeat yourself. I'm doing my best to keep up with everybody. I'm sure I've missed a few. The thing is, the Guns, his hometown, and Hurts are moreover. It's true. The Guns, yeah, I don't know. Cedric Alexander will be in the Hurt Syndicate in 90 days, and the group will compete. I think so. I think the way AEW has shown us in the past of its functioning, MVP, Bobby, Shelton, they go to Tony Khan and say, hey, we really want this. And he'll do it for them. Speaking of Juice Robinson, where art thou? He got hurt again. As far as I can remember. Will is a yes man. Mark Henry has talked about how TK has shot down so much stuff backstage that nobody pushes back anymore. It's just whatever TK wants. That becomes the dilemma. Ultimately, Kid Rivos, and we talked about this a lot. We've heard Mark talk about it. I know there's guys like Bully that's put it out there like, hey, man, I'll book your show for free. We know others like a Jim Cornette. He talked to Tony about potentially working together way back in the beginning. And that didn't transpire for the same reason. Tony acts like a know-it-all. That would be anyone's dilemma. Like, I know we joke. And then, again, let's say by some miracle, my phone rang. Well, what's the point? Or any one of you out there, let's say one day you applied for a job at AEW and you're like, I want to book. But the guy doesn't want to hear your shit. He just wants you to agree with their shit. And again, I don't know Will Washington's background, but from what I can tell, he knows fuck and all about what we're doing here. Oh, out goes Bobby. The guns feel disconnected from Jay. That is odd booking for me. Yeah, but we saw it with what happened to the conglomeration. Are they still a thing? Because Kyle is back with Undisputed Kingdom, right? And what happened to the Kingdom? Are the Kingdom still in Undisputed Kingdom? We saw Undisputed Kingdom tonight. I don't recall seeing the Kingdom. We've had all this weird stuff. O'Reilly's in a faction, but he's joining another faction who's mad at a faction. There is a lack of continuity and a lack of consistency across the board. Austin Gunn still on his own. Nice. Gets the tag to Colton. Nice pop from the crowd. Shelton feeding right into Colton. Big clothesline. What if the Hurt Syndicate ran through the tag team division like every opponent is a jobber? Do you team Hobbs with somebody to beat them? I mean, you could consider it, Theodore. Again, I think long-term, you have that opportunity. Eventually, someone's got to come along and push them. My question with this is, I mean, you would think the Guns would be somebody that would be contenders, but if you lose here tonight, where do you go from here? Oh, Bobby with the distraction. Spins off. Solid match. Well, when do we get the Death Riders versus the Hurt Syndicate? I don't think Moxley wants any part of that. Because Moxley can't be a badass to Bobby Lashley. And if Moxley no sold for Bobby or Shelton, they might go into business for themselves and make him sell, if you get my drift. You know what's a wrestling trope I'm tired of? Everyone winning in their hometowns. I like the WWE, where if you're in your hometown, some bad shit was about to happen to you. That was always the rule of thumb. Right? Oh, we're in Oklahoma. Good old JR. Come kiss an ass. Like, it was very much, if you were in your hometown, there was a good chance some bad shit was going to go down. This idea that you got to win at home isn't a thing for me. Though I will use it for my predictions because they keep doing it. Juice Robinson got that Tegan Knox syndrome. Ooh. Speedy recovery for Juice. Facts. Crowd has been amazing tonight. Big suplex by Shelton. The beautiful people, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, Taylor Wilde, ODB, Allison K, Marty Bell, Mandy Rose, Mandy Leon, do well in AEW's women division. A handful of those women are kind of past where you would want them. No offense to them. Mandy, yeah. A couple of the names on the list, maybe. Again, it's hard when you only book 2 women's matches a week. And it's over. The Hurt Business retained relatively clean and really strong with about 7 minutes left on the clock. Will Washington has some background as us. He's just Mega Mark. Yeah, I don't get it. And again, I said it 100 times. When Tony Khan started booking, he had the equivalent experience that I did of professionally booking. Right? So, again, what you need to do when you're in charge of something, if you're a coach, you're only as good as the staff you put around you. As here comes Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Really? 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 This is what we're bringing out? Really? Who cares? So we got 6 minutes on the clock right now, and we're going to Mariah May, Tony Storm, setting up number 2. Totally dropping the ball with Willow. Willow is, yeah, like I said it already. Do you see the segment of Swerve and Nana talking about having another match with Ricochet, KJ? I think so. That happened, right? Tony is an idiot. That's not very nice, but I don't care what anyone says. WWE definitely fumbled Hurt Business. Hashtag nasty work. Yeah, I know we're probably going to agree to disagree on this one, 444. I don't fully disagree. Do I understand the mindset? I do. I think they could have done more with the Hurt Business. It doesn't feel like a fumble. Oh, wait, they just cut off Mariah May to go to commercial. Did that happen to anybody else out there? I think there was mileage left in the Hurt Business. To me, it feels like more of an infield fly than a fumble. Does that, maybe I'm splitting hairs. I think they could have done something more with them. But at the same time, I understand the inability to keep everybody. So I don't fully disagree with you. At the same time, I can understand where they were coming from. Yeah. Listen, the Hurt Business is one of, if not the best thing in AEW right now. Because they're legit. And you get good matches. And they're pros. Like Shelton Benjamin in there. Colton, this young kid, gets the tag. And Benjamin's in there feeding for every move. And it looks good. What a weird commercial, guys. I don't know what's happening. Is the show still on? I think Mariah May got cut off. Billy Gunn Jr. fired up. Yeah, this could have been a pay-per-view match, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, so the Guns are back. And I know people like to overanalyze WWE's decisions. But the Guns are back. And the next week, they lose. And I'm a big advocate of the idea that not every win and loss matter. Wins and losses aren't everything in wrestling. They can add up, but they're not everything. But you just brought them back and they're hot and the fans are happy to see them. And they just lost. Now what do you do? Blame Vince for the 444 talk period. Now that is part of it, but I mean, I understand them cycling out some talent and bringing in other stuff. When you got, look at all the stuff we had at Rumble. Where do you fit it all, right? I understand the dilemma. But I also understand the idea that maybe they could have got something out of them. MJF, Hangman, Adam Page, face-to-face official for next week's Dynamite. Okay. Then, okay. Bobby Lashley would legitimately mess John Moxley. Fuck his ass up. No selling? I'll make you sell. Yeah. That's not a wrestling trope. That's an AEW trope, WWE, especially under Vince. Exactly, kid. It's become more lately, like even like Trips is pretty good at, we're in so-and-so's hometown, we'll give them the hometown pop. But Vince was maniacal. Oh, it's your birthday? We're going to shave your head. Oh, it's your hometown? We're gonna dump you in the garbage bin. Like, Vince loved fucking people up on good days. Can Tony Khan write compelling storyline when every storyline? No, clearly he can't. All right, so here we go. Cope is in the house. Did anyone else know this was like how we were going to end the show tonight? Did I miss that? They advertise that we will hear from Cope. There should be like a little note, like, or a little asterisk. NJ White. Poor Jay White. Vince would embarrass you in your hometown often. I would love to see Allison Kay. Yeah. So wrong, but more entertaining. KJ, the hometown thing. Yeah. We will still got like 15 minutes left in the show. I got 1 minute left on the clock. So a rare moment where a promo is going to go over the hour mark. Yeah, pretty dominating. Like, what do the kids do? I still think it's funny that the WWE's championships are in this giant fucking missile-looking case, and the AEW championship is in this small little briefcase that Unks takes to work. Like, so they put the belt down in the middle. Cope said he got a... This is a horrible way to end the show. That's a little picky. Okay, if you can do this shit every week, then I'm down. It's going to take a lot more than just some happy fans in the audience. Wait, what? Why would you do that? Why would the babyface beat up the championship? Wow, over already. Boo boo. Official next week. Hangman got that one. Bobby Lashley has swoobs. Yeah. Come on, son. Why would you end the show with this? Spike. The briefcase is so small. Cope Foley. I like it. It's more like Cactus Cope for the record. The fans are chanting, open it. We haven't seen the AEW championship in months. Here comes Mox. A 5-minute overrun for this. And this is where Tony Khan fucks up his company. You had a really good show tonight. I'm going to give it a good, favorable rating tonight. But you're ending again with the worst shit in the company, which is Jon Moxley. One of the worst things in the company. This Jon Moxley stuff sucks. I've left pieces of soul in that ring. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This is bullshit. I gotta do something I don't want. Like, the overacting is so fucking atrocious. Everyone dressed in Facts. I didn't watch till 9:30. Why does Cope have a brief? That's the world title. Everyone's fighting over a fucking briefcase as the world title. Kind of, sort of. What is this? Why is this the main event? Edge gonna pull a PCO, Cactus Cope Foley. Either way, man, I'm in. So this is so fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. In comes Yuta. Gets hit. Oh, Pac slides in, tries to get the belt. This is so bad. They should have beat up Archer and Cage, not Guns. I would agree with that 100%. AJ. Still, why is Jay with Adam? We don't know. Moxley. It's funny because Jay White's faction just got beat up by a team that had a manager at ringside. He could have helped them, but instead he came out a segment later and acted like he didn't know them. This is a boring Blade Runner to Claudio. This was a boring way to end this match. Or end this show. Spear by Cole. So the baby faces go over. So that gives you an idea what might happen at Grand Slam. We are officially 5 minutes over. It sucks so bad. And this is what kills me. Is because you have so much stuff on the show that I like. And if you did this segment earlier tonight, maybe not so bad. But that's how we ended the show. And Texas was loud tonight. Texas was loud almost all night long. One of the quietest they were tonight was for this. Another year of AEW. Shake my hand. Mox ruins a good show. Mox is bad. Mox is fucking bad. Are you interested in Brian Cage Lance? No, I'm not. I'm not. At all. I'm not. Brian Cage and Lance Archer are glorified jobbers. They never win shit. So why would I give a fuck? I was more excited for the Guns versus the Hurt Business. So the Guns lose, and then you tease a shittier match. In what world would you tease up next a shittier match than the one we just had? Why? Anyway, folks, that is the end of Dynamite. That is the end of the show tonight. Give me a rating of 10. How did you feel about it? What did you like? What didn't you like? I will run through your ratings. I'll give you my 2 cents. And remember, folks, we are back here tomorrow to give you our Grand Slam and our Vengeance Day predictions. Woo! What a night. Edge sucks. Edge just isn't what Edge used to be. Edge is now Cope, and we are coping with it. That was not needed. This is stupid. What was this segment? He's trying to be a tough guy, but nobody believes him. Everybody has a friend, a relative, an uncle of like you give them a couple drops of booze and they become the toughest guy on the planet. Like everyone's having a fun time and they want to like scrap something. They want to play fight. They want to prove how tough they are. That's Moxley. Just stomping around like, dude, what are you mad about? Like, what the fuck's your issue? Just have fun. Like, what the fuck? Moxley shit sucks. And this is what we talked about earlier is you have Ospreay and Kenny and you have all this good talent. Even Jay White's a good talent. You have all this good stuff going on. I enjoyed tonight's show. I hated how the show ended. I found it childish. I found it stupid. I found it like ridiculous. Like you have a baby face essentially taking a spiked 2x4 to the world title. Does anybody see the dilemma with that situation as I say it out loud? Like the baby face should be talking about, I'm going to open this case because this title is prestigious and it belongs to be seen by the world. And as he's trying to get it open, then he gets jumped. And the heel doesn't want you to see in the case. The heel doesn't want you to see the belt. He's depriving the fans of the belt. The belt is meaningless. I'm keeping it buried in this suitcase. But the babyface to beat up the belt is dumb. Just fucking dumb. Period. Dumb. Spike it! All right, Lazy Booking 101. It will be a street fight. Moxley is going to bleed. Hopefully Copeland doesn't break a leg. Hopefully everyone comes back from Australia in one piece. But Vance kicking us off tonight was 6 out of 10. It shouldn't be. I mean, a 6 feels low for me, but I understand why you might end up there. They say Jay White is 222 pounds. How much does Copeland weigh then? 260. He's a lot bigger with not much muscle mass. Yeah, I mean, again, and if Jay White's 222, does that make Adam Cole 85? Even. Like, fuck. Threatening Cope's neck isn't really edgy anymore. Facts. Well played, Richard. Lazy booking. Are you interested in Brian Cage? No. Edge sucks. Heel beatdown number 3. Yes. Because, again, that's what you do, right? Like, so fucking silly. This Death Rider story sucks. It sucks. It sucks. Tony Khan, John Moxley, this sucks. It is hurting the company. John Moxley, Chris Jericho, Danny Garcia. Like, Tony's favorite shit is the worst shit on the show. Edge looks old. He is. This should have started the show. Yes. 6 out of 10. Of course, Edge is old. 6 out of 10. Man, I'm tired of Mox. I would pay to have him, Brock, show up and take the Mox to Suplex City for 10 minutes. I'm not disagreeing with you, man. I do not like Moxley or his shit. To me, it was no different than when they would end SmackDown with the Bloodline beatdown for multiple weeks in a row, but that's just my opinion. The difference is the delivery. I'm sorry. The Moxley stuff feels fucking dumb. The Bloodline coming out and fucking everybody up, I believe that. I was into that. A guy like Jacob Fatu coming off the top through a table, that's cool. Adam Copeland beating the fucking world title like he's trying to swat a fly, not cool. Thank you, Carlito. But yeah, that's the difference. It's all in the presentation, my friend. Same idea, shitty idea. Shitty delivery. 6 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Excuse me, folks. Considering Moxley already said the title doesn't matter and he ate it, then why would he come out? That's also a good point, right? Like, he said that title doesn't matter, and blah, 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 blah. Yet it's handcuffed to his valet, whatever you want to call her. And again, you're not, when you are writing week to week, show to show like this, then you overlook stuff like that. How are you going to watch wrestling continue? Sean, I'm not quite sure what the question is there, sir, but we're always watching wrestling. Should have had the Guns versus Cage and Archer. Perfect, Jose. That is how you book that. You bring them back to a good, strong babyface response, and you get them a win. Yeah, that works. Why would Edge think a board with nails in it would pry open a briefcase? Kind of buries him as a... It's just dumb. It's dumb. 7.5, 7 out of 10, 10 out of 28. Is that what you're saying? 8 out of 10. Really enjoyed the show. 7 out of 10. 7. Jericho. I think I'm at 7, guys. Like, I mean, again, I'm not. If the ending could have, if we could have come home stronger, I'd have a lot more of an opinion. But for my money, the ending was real weak. I don't like the Moxley stuff at all. He doesn't impress me. I'm not blown away by him. I'm not like, ooh, look at this badass. Like, he's like Jacob Fatu without any of the aura. Like imagine a small, pale, white Jacob Fatu just running around with all Jacob's rage and none of Jacob's aura or physique or capability. That's what Moxley feels like to me. Like a fake Fatu. Hashtag. 7.5. No Osprey, no Omega. That's true. I really want to give the show an 8. So 8. There you go. 8. 3, Tanisha. That seems low. But to each their own. I'm going 7 tonight. I'm going 7. I think I would have got to an 8 if the main event was better. Still some wobbly stuff. Dustin Rhodes, tap out. You don't have to knock out everybody that's in a submission. People are allowed to tap out, right? UFC fighters train for fucking years and get tapped out. Everybody in AEW passes out. Even fucking 35-pound Jack Perry passes out. You tell me you bend his arm, he doesn't go, let go, let go, let go. Somebody's got to tap out. But yeah, overall, like the Jericho stuff was stupid. Bounty Hunter and Bandito do a really cool spot on Collision. Here's Jericho. Oh, I don't hold anyone back. I'm not the Jericho Vortex. I just copy your ideas and I do them on a different show. Fucking idiot. I didn't have an issue with it, Richard. That's fair. 6 out of 10. After tonight, I think rated FTR, Switchblade. And again, that's all been a kerfuffle. Like just static and chaos. And the FTR, rated FTR, are going to fight the Death Riders, but the Death Riders are fighting Undisputed Kingdom. Now they lose. Shane Taylor's mad about it, and none of it makes sense. Why did rated FTR not get a shot at the Trios title? Or did they, and I missed it? I don't fucking know. 7.5. They do that all the time. 5 out of 10 knee pads. Harley was the best thing on the show. Staten Ford was cool. Hurt Syndicate was money. Yeah. 5 a little bit low for my taste. That's fine. Harley Cameron continues to kill it. Her segment was awesome. Like I said, she went with like the real fun, and we're doing like the mocking Mercedes. And Mercedes takes herself so serious that it works. And then when that video ended and she went into a very heartfelt babyface promo, perfect, spot on, what you want. And we'll see how Tony Khan fucks this up. The ball's in his court. Cope pulled a PCO. Yep. PCO did it to a belt that he no longer wanted. Adam Copeland did it to a belt he's trying to win. 4 out of 10. Ooh, Ricky, a little low, but okay, fair enough. 10 out of 10. Harley puppet music was lit. A fact. Job Moxley, I like it. Mox sucks. Tongaloa. Yeah. I get what you're saying there. That's funny. Mox is Gilbert. That is it. If somebody can get me a Gilbert video with Moxley's face on Gilbert, that is John Moxley. Just instead of fireworks, it's sparklers, and he's drooling and nobody's afraid of you, bro. You're not scary. Good show. The ending 7 out of 10. Thoughts on Cope versus Moxley at Revolution works for me. I thought they were doing that anyway. It's been chaos in the build and the story, but ultimately that's your money match. Mox should not be the world champion. Give it. What they're probably going to do is Cope beats Mox, and then Christian beats Cope. Probably. Where's OC? OC is taking some time off, which is good. Sheamus out here posting selfies with Miro now. Fucking Sheamus. Sheamus is hilarious. AEW is talking about feels like 2019. I liked it. It's an A. There you go. Tony Khan has never handled the ball before. Yeah. Maybe. Happy, joy. Maddie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Dynamite tonight. That is the show. I will remind everybody we are here tomorrow for Vengeance Day, Grand Slam, your previews and predictions. Friday, we got SmackDown. The Wing of the Ring, our new champion, Big Nick, finally gets a W. Go check out the latest episode of that. The next one we do will be WrestleMania edition of the Wing of the Ring, and I am getting my crown back. But big shout out to that to the boys. But check out all our content, folks. Follow us on all the social medias. Be a part of the family. Be a part of the fun. Remember, the wrestling might suck. We never do. On behalf of Big Nick and Anthony, I am KJ White. Have a good night. and see you on the flip side. Bye for now.